My long-awaited book, Astrology Realized, is finally available and waiting for you at Amazon and other online retailers. Get one for you, your loved one, or as a gift, all part of your fabulous journey to understanding astrology. Enjoy. Hello, fabulous Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for 2014. Thank you for being here. In your Jupiter special, I went on and on about Jupiter's in your sign, Jupiter's in your sign. It's amazing. And in the monthlies, I do talk about that a lot as well. And what I found really interesting about Jupiter being in your sign for Cancerians out there is a lot of Cancers have been messaging me, communicating with me, and saying, you know, I thought all this amazing new stuff was going to come in, but instead all this stuff is ending. Well, that's one way that Jupiter likes to express himself. He likes to create space. And the reason that Jupiter creates space is so that eventually new things can enter. And especially Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, a water sign, can wash things out. But what I really like about what's happening for you this year is that the stuff that's going, it's almost as if it's debris that's long overdue that needs to go. And I am seeing you being cleared out, literally, figuratively, in the best possible sense of things that you no longer need. Now, when I say literally, what I mean is physically. I'm seeing you physically start to feel a lot better this year in particular. And the reason is because a lot of things that maybe were holding you down a little bit health-wise, they start to leave you. You heal. And the healing that's on offer for you this time is, at this time in your life, is especially significant and meaningful and reaches right into your heart. And that's a big theme when I look at what's happening for you, especially as you enter the year, this idea of healing. And it looks like, in all honesty, Cancerians out there are healing a lot of stuff. Healing maybe years worth of stuff, for some of you, lifetimes worth of stuff. And it is really being washed away to create space for new, for wonderful, for the next step to find you. Now, some Cancerians out there are going to find that new stuff starts very early on in the year, but some of you might have to wait until you get to the middle of the year. But really, when I look at what's taking place for you in the second half of the year, that's when, yes, new stuff is coming in. But more than that, it looks like there are new opportunities coming in, especially financial opportunities that find you at that time. What's especially intriguing about the year ahead is that once we get you into the fall, it's almost as if a lot of stuff that happens, really the full benefit doesn't reach you until you get to the fall. Because it is in the fall when you're going to find yourself in a position where all of a sudden you have these resources you didn't have before. All of a sudden you have access to a certain amount of money, really, that maybe you didn't have before. And you're thinking, okay, what is going to be fun? What is it that I want to do next? What is it that's going to excite me? What is it that's going to feel like it's going to bring me a greater sense of fulfillment? Now, for some of you out there who may have been experiencing these losses in practical terms and financial terms, and there was a small segment of you out there, you are going to find the second half of the year really heals a lot of that stuff. And you might find yourself sort of getting in a place, and especially now as you hear this, as you hear me saying financially you're going to be so much better off, that you start thinking not so much about survival, not so much about money, but you start thinking more about, okay, what do I need now to be happy? I know it might seem really lofty and really far, but I'm telling you, some really quick and wonderful financial progresses are promised to you. But you've got to stay in this moment, especially early in the year. The moment asks that you do the work. And the work is healing. The work is creating space. The work is allowing yourself to release anything that you no longer need, anything that gets in the way of your absolute vibrancy. That's where your power is. If you do that, you're going to set yourself up really nicely. And as lofty as it seems that you would get to a place later on where you just be feeling so grateful and so content that money is not so much of an issue as it may be at certain moments in the first half of the year, as lofty as that sounds, you are going to get there. In the later part of the year, I do also want to mention, it does look like at least one hunch plays off. And so it is really going to be a time when you need to pay attention to any opportunities, in some cases rather quick opportunities find you, whether this is to play a game, to gamble, to invest. But whatever it is, it should be something that's one-off, something very quick, whether it's buying a lottery ticket or otherwise, whether it's trusting your instincts as to what to get at a certain moment that ends up being valued at a lot more a little bit later on. That's an energy you really want to watch in the last quarter of the year that is going to be with you. And thankfully, you'll be able to trust yourself. You'll be able to hear that voice based on the work that you do in the early part of the year. As I said, the one thing that keeps coming up again and again as I look at the sky for you, you are healing lifetimes worth of stuff, lifetimes worth of stuff. And from that place, you can then move on to really welcome the next thing, to really welcome the future. You're putting the past, and in some cases, the past, really behind you. Thankfully so, gratefully so. You're putting patterns behind you as well, getting honest with yourself in ways that allow you some very healthy closures as well, that allow you a sense of yourself and a sense of self-respect. From that space, you can then move forward. In that space, you can then go out into the world more and more and experience all the abundance that is truly there, that is truly ready and waiting to enter your life.